Dr. Lal Path Labs is the company that we want to focus on. Fourth quarter numbers in focus. We have. We'll talk about the environment and, of course, Swasth Fit, which is such a big focus area, bundle testing, basically. We have Shankha Banerjee, CEO of the company, now joining in. Mr. Banerjee, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Prashant, this side. Could you... so we have a kind of guidance for FY26 as well. So could you just sort of break that up for our viewers? It's only slightly better than what you've actually ended up FY25 with on the top line front. Is it still all going to be volume-led? How is pricing environment looking?
Right. I think the guidance we are giving is slightly better than what we did this year. So maybe 11% around or slightly better than that. You see, we've mentioned this before. Volume can be measured in terms of patient visits as well as sample growth. So even in this quarter and for the full year, our sample volume growth has been about 9.5%. Whereas our overall top line has been at a 10.5%. So it is a lot of volume driven growth because we hadn't taken any price increases in the previous financial year. Going forward also, the focus would be to see how we can keep, the sample volume growth high. And we are also working on to improve the patient visit numbers. So yeah, the focus on volume will remain.
All right. Hi, Mr. Banerjee. Good morning and good to see you. And you all have also been talking about focuses on tier 3 cities, right? If you could tell us where do you see this number headed, what is the focal point out there? And what is the difference if you compare tier 1 with tier 3? What is the pricing difference between the two?
So tier 3 cities for us is an ongoing, expansion project. And even, this financial year or the year that went by, we've grown at mid-teens kind of numbers in the tier 3 plus. Our focus in the tier 3, tier 4 cities is primarily in our core geographies of north and east. And, pricing isn't so different. Pricing is more or less same for the given geography. So the urban, semi-urban and the tier 3, tier 4 in a given compact geography, we would operate at similar pricing. So we don't really have any serious pricing differential between, the tier of cities.
Mr. Banerjee, what about margins? FY25 margins at slightly over 28%.
Yeah.
What can we expect in 26?
So 26, we are guiding around 27%. We would like to be investing, into new infrastructure. So we've opened 18 new labs last financial year, and we are looking to open again 15 to 20 new labs in this financial year. Also looking at strengthening our field force, spending on technology. So there are a lot of other investments that we intend to do. So we would be looking at about 27% kind of EBITDA margins.
Which will translate into an EBITDA per patient of roughly around 240, 250, because that was the pleasant surprise that we saw in the past quarter. The street was at roughly around 230. You came in at around 249, I think, or thereabouts. So that should be the rough number?
We really don't, track the EBITDA per patient kind of a number.
Got it.
I think, yeah, overall, I mean, that's a derived number which one can look at, but that's not a metric.
We'll focus on the margins then. We'll focus on the margins, Mr. Banerjee. All right. Yeah. Let's focus on the other big aspect. You're sitting on a good amount of cash in your books, close to 1,200 crores odd. And you all have mentioned in the past, inorganic growth is something that you will look at. Have you all zeroed down on anything? Something we could hear in the next couple of quarters? Maybe the geography, maybe the expertise or the area of specialization? If you could give us a sneak peek.
Yeah, so, using M&A as a tool to expand our geographic reach, specifically in the markets of South, where we are relatively weak in terms of presence, and also maybe parts of West. So we continue to look for opportunities which can, give us a platform on which we can then maybe grow the business. So that's something which we are continually looking at. And the cash on books is primarily there to help, close any deal as and when that is ready. As of now, there isn't anything that, we can report right now. But the discussions or, the search and internal discussions on that continue. And we are hopeful that, there should be something which we should be able to come up with.
This, and what about, could it be in tier 3, since that has been the focal point? I think it's around 35% of your mix as of now. You could correct me on the tier 3 exposure. And the inorganic growth could be in that direction?
So tier 3 is a lot in our core geographies. So tier 3, tier 4 expansion is actually in our core geographies of north and east.
Okay.
However, for our M&A opportunity, we would like to build our access in some of our underrepresented markets with low brand strength, specifically in markets in south, maybe parts of west. So it is unlikely to be tier 3, but we don't foreclose any options. But the focus would still be on south and west when we are looking at M&A kind of opportunities.
Final question before we let you go. Swashvit, that's around 26% of the mix. You all have indicated in the past that will scale up a little bit, 30-40%. For this year, what kind of a number should we work with, and by when do you get to your goal?
So this year we've closed not at 26%. We are done at the quarter was about 25%, but if you look annualized, we did about 24%.
24%.
Swasthfit contribution. And, every year the contribution is increasing by about 2 percentage points or 2.5 percentage points. We would like to see that trajectory, and there are still, geographies and, town classes where we can penetrate further. So we believe, and even I think the market is seeing a lot of appetite for bundle testing. So we believe that even this financial year, we should be able to keep that trajectory going.
Mr. Banerjee, we wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much for FY26 and beyond as you and your team continue to execute. Thank you. So that's Dr. Lal with focus on the business and some numbers, few forward-looking numbers as well.